let's talk about Jordan Love. He's ready. They believe he's ready. That they have, or the circumstances of their relationship with Rodgers in the last year changed to the point where they're ready to test their confidence in Jordan Love in Green Bay. What do you make of that, Rob?
Of those three things, he's ready, they believe he's ready, or they're just ready to see if he's ready. I think the third part is where they're at. And Brian Gutekunst at the Combine said something really interesting. It was sort of a read between the lines kind of thing. But we asked him about, the contract that you did last year, 3 years, $150 million, with the setup being basically the first 2 years fully guaranteed. Why did you do that? And he said something along the lines of, we liked that when we did it, but after what happened last season, our thinking has changed a little bit. That was the phrase. Our thinking has changed a little bit. That on February 28th or whatever day, March 1st, whatever day that was the final indication that they were moving on from it. Something had changed. Now, what had changed? Well, okay, whatever you think of Aaron Rodgers, whether you think he's eccentric, whether you think he's a distraction, whatever it is that you think, and that's up to every individual to decide for themselves. But when you win 13 games 3 years in a row, it's easy as an organization, as a coaching staff that deals with them on a daily basis to say, whatever, he might be a little this or he might be a little that, but we're winning 13 games, it's worth it. Well, the only thing that changed last year, Rich, is they went 8-9 and missed the playoffs. So maybe some of those things that might be viewed as difficult to work with, or what does the kindergarten teacher say? Struggle to get along with others in playtime. I think that was sent home on my report card once or twice. Those things are harder to take when you're 8 and 9, and I think that's sort of the way that they reached it with him. Then you add into the fact that you put 3 years into Jordan Love. You've invested all this time. You've seen some progress. Now, I would argue that I don't know that it's enough progress to see, to believe that he's, going to be the guy. But at some point, you've got to find out. And I think that's all that mixed up together is why we're sitting here on March 20th, just waiting for the official end of the Aaron Rodgers era in Green Bay.
I got to be honest with you, Rob. If you had to point to a spot where things might have changed, I would. And again, this is totally just observing from my seat in Los Angeles. It would be when Davante Adams left, and in the fact that Rodgers' connection to him, not just on the field, locker room, his feeling of connectivity to the locker room, his ability to have that guy on the field and not have to find out who he has. And Christian Watson, we did find that out second half of the season. Romeo Doubs, whenever he was healthy. And maybe the Packers, with that change, setting the table, that it makes sense for them to have Jordan Love start to grow old with the young guys and not the old guy to try and stay young with the young guys. You know what I mean? Like that, that might be it if I had to peg it.
I still maintain that on March 15th of last year, that when Aaron Rodgers signed that contract, he thought Davante Adams was coming back to Green Bay. I can't swear to that, but I feel fairly good about saying that Rodgers thought he was coming back with Davante Adams, and then 2 days later, Adams was traded. Now we do know that Adams had just said things earlier than that to the Packers, that he may have wanted to go elsewhere. But I think Rodgers thought that by me coming back, I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm coming back, that Davante will still want to come back here and they'll work something out. And I think that was a big shock to Aaron Rodgers and the whole thing. So I think pointing to that as a whether it's a turning point or a final straw, I think that is a monumental date on the timeline of the divorce between Rodgers and the Packers.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.